guys have done it again, introducing Coley AI. It's just as simple as you typing in something and the creation comes to life right before your eyes. And look, it's available to you right now. Click the link at the top line of the description box right now. This is the most amazing app ever. So a lot of people are talking about Bun B taking the stand today to talk about the home invasion that occurred when he was in his house and his wife was downstairs. I'm going to play a portion of his testimony today, and then I'm going to give you the backstory because we already talked about this back in 2019, but there's been a new development. So sit back, relax. Let's hear Bun B. Then we're going to talk about people actually calling him a snitch. Rotate.
She can't communicate, and I get so angry all again because she didn't deserve it. She didn't ask for this. She didn't ask for this. The next morning, she got out of bed and went down to the kitchen, and I heard her scream, and I went down to see what was wrong, and she had her back turned. And she was crying, and I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? She was like, I can't. She was just shaking furiously. I can't. I was like, well, you can't. She's like, I can't look at those stairs. And it was from that point where we realized like she couldn't even be in that house anymore. And it must have been hard and caused some strain in our relationship. It is because, there are times where she gets closed off.
Let's address this. Visibly shaken up, visually emotional. But back in 2019, Bun B was upstairs. His wife Queenie was downstairs. She heard her knock at the door. She thought it was an Amazon delivery driver. Once she opened the door, right, which they tell you not to ever open the door. Once she opened the door, the young man forced his way in the house, held her at gunpoint. Bun B at that point heard his wife screaming, grabbed his gun, and she told him, don't come downstairs, she's going to kill me. Now, Bun B said, I wanted to confront the person who put fear in my wife's voice, right? He said she was very panicked. She was borderline hysterical. She did not want me to go out the door to face the person with the gun. Now, Bun B also testified that Jackson, who was the intruder, had gone into the garage by then. When Bun B saw Jackson in the driver's seat of his wife's car, he fired at him 5 to 6 times with a bullet striking him in the shoulder. Now, Jackson did fire back at Bun B, fell out the car, and both men fought on the ground. He said, my wife came through the garage door. She started screaming when she saw we were on the ground tussling. He kind of broke away from me and took off running, Bun B said. Now, Bun B caught up to him, said that Jackson, he made him take off his mask and pull his shirt down to show his tattoos. He went on to say, I wanted him to know who was behind the mask. Explain that he meets a lot of people because he's in the industry. I wanted to know if it was someone I knew personally or someone I knew personally, right? Now, he went on to say, just the idea of seeing my wife in that state, I wanted to know who had done that to her. Jackson was later found at the hospital when he went to get treated for his gunshot wound. Now, the next day, Bun B, you cooperate with the police, and it's leaving a lot of people to say, oh, Bun snitching, Bun is this, Bun is that. I think that's just silly at the end of the day, right? I think that's crazy. I'm not even going to deal with that aspect in this video because I think it's something you sweep under the rug, but it is what it is. I mean, if you want to talk about that and elaborate, that's on you. I'm not going to knock you, but I'm just not going to deal with that right now. But nevertheless, the individual, the young man, was a young dude, pleaded guilty. He pleaded guilty. No word on the sentencing for the young man, but that's wild stuff, man. I'm sure he's probably gonna be, convicted probably of attempted murder, or whatever the case may be. A very traumatizing experience. Now, I did cover the story back in 2019. One thing I remember about the story, I think the car was like an Audi, and if you know Audis, right, especially the A7s, the A8s, they got thick ass headrests. Where your head goes on the seat. They thick, and I think one of the bullets got lodged in there that would have went in the dude's head. So it got that serious. Glad that everything's okay, but I'm gonna leave it to y'all. What do you think about the people calling him a snitch, a rat? He's supposed to be a street dude. He's cooperating. He's telling. He's on the stand. What do y'all think about it? I'm not gonna talk about it, but I will, and I do want to read what you guys and girls say in the comment section below. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll be going back and forth with you guys. And if I got some feedback to what you're saying, I'll definitely give you some feedback. If I like what you're saying, I give you a heart. I give you a like. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Hey, before you get out, hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button, the thumbs up button to show support for the channel. I appreciate y'all. Open up.